Ladies and gentlemen, the charade in Ireland, it's over. They're removing the COVID mandates. Here's Mr. Martin.
Has brought many twists and turns, and I have stood here and spoken to you on some very dark days.
It's over, Mr. Martin. You can go back to your potatoes and stout beer because there's no more masks. Here's a woman, or should I say young girl, talking about how awful it was to wear masks in school. And this is the best part about them removing these masks and these laws in the Commonwealth countries is the media is now starting to turn on its head, and you're starting to hear things like this come out of the talking box in the corner.
The face masks that we would have are not medical grade face masks, therefore they would make no difference to transmission. But what I found out when I was in the classroom, and most commentators have never been able to speak on this because they quite frankly didn't experience it, so you can hear it from me the first. There were teachers that were sitting there that would, be yelling at the poor year 7s about their face masks more than they would be teaching them.
Well, who's surprised by that? That psychopaths use this to their advantage to be more psychopathic? If your teacher had purple hair, I feel bad for you, son.
Those shy kids that would sit at the back of the class that would never speak, it was a massive barrier to them to impact their learning. They were already terrified, didn't want to speak out, and now they've got another barrier to engage in their learning. Communication problems were impossible. I'm going to be honest with you, most of the time when we were in school we took them off because we couldn't hear each other. He couldn't hear us, we couldn't hear them. You're in schools to learn, and the damage that they have done to my generation has been unbelievable. Like, I sat there in August. The damage what's done?
What?
That they've done to the rest of our lives, to our education.
Who's this tone-deaf bitch?
It
It ruined all our lives. Imagine kids.
Well, they cancelled my exams. So I got my exams cancelled once, went back and thought, no, you know what, this is not on. I'm not getting screwed over by the algorithm. I'm better than this. Got there, they cancelled them again, and I thought, nothing I can do anymore. So this makes me so angry.
This is going to embolden people. They need to hear this.
They literally ruined our lives. And nobody spoke about it at all. And the commentators, they had union reps come on and say this is what the school should have put in place, and they didn't care about what this did to us. And this is the first time I've ever spoken about it on TV because I knew that I'd cry about it, but I literally watched and felt like my entire life was falling apart.
And it was. And it is. Unless we get to the bottom of who did all this and why. Obviously, it's for the unelected world government out of the United Nations sponsored by Rockefeller. That is obvious. But the players behind it in each country, the ones that made it come out locally. Luckily here in Canada, we're going to try and shut it down. Shut her down. Going after Justin Trudeau and then Mr. Legault. Hopefully, guys, this sparks a movement across the world, and we can never rest until all these people are brought to justice because they did ruin that little girl's life. And they're trying to ruin ours. And let me tell you what happens when you try to ruin our lives. We finish you.